I'm Tracy. I'm here with Lydia for another episode of LOA Losers, and we appreciate all of you for being here and joining us. First, if you haven't already, subscribe. We love it. It helps us get out there to other people that may be missing the show. And if you have been applying the law of attraction, I love the thumbs, to create an extraordinary life, and you're still not getting the results you expected, still living the same old caca, let's dive into why. What's going on? There's nothing more frustrating than being told that you create your reality, your own reality, and that you can be, do, and have it all. And then you're looking around and going, yeah, really. It's like it's not happening. So today's topic, since it's been a hot thing in the United States anyway, I don't know about the rest of the world, there's been a lot of protesting going on. People out there expressing or think they're expressing possibly what they want. And Lydia and I are going to dive deep into protesting and the workings of LOA around that, of law of attraction.
Yeah.
Woohoo! Topic.
Oh my gosh. I need to be here and I love the topic because again, it's like just as Bashar says, what's your definition? So what's the energy behind of being in a protest, right? I hope I'm pronouncing it well. So what is the energy behind what is motivating anyone to be part of taking this kind of actions? What do you think, my dear Tracy?
I think that, well, I don't think, I know. I mean, they're ups when you're in a protest, it's like you're protesting something. You're pushing it against it. I don't want this. And I'm like, and for me, everybody, this has been a thing for me since I've been working with LOA or been not working with it because it's always there, been
Mhm.
conscious of it, is that protesting is pushing against. You're just not, you think you're saying what you want, but all the signs, even that you're carrying around and all the words you're using, is that you're telling everybody what you don't want.
Ooh, I love that. Say that again, please, my dear Tracy. I love it.
When you're protesting, I know it's for good reasons. There's nobody goes out and protests for bad things. They're protesting for a better world. But just that, protesting for a better world, you're protesting against and you're stating what you don't want. And I got news for you guys. The way law of attraction works, it just hears everything you don't want. Whether you're saying it or with the vibe, because the vibe is why you're protesting usually is you're not happy with what's going on.
Say totally. I couldn't agree more. And for me was mind blowing when you were saying, yeah, because it's like the signs, people use like signs and they write down what they don't want. And it's like, ooh, here it is. What I don't want. It is not energetically speaking that I am against. I feel, I mean, in I'm adding this to what you just shared.
Yeah.
It's powerlessness because as a human I'm noticing something that I don't like. So I'm writing it down, putting it on a piece of paper, putting out there the thing that I don't want, showing the thing that I don't want energetically, emotionally. Is from, again, this emotion of feeling powerless.
That's a good one, Lydia.
That's why I'm protesting. Like, I can I cannot help it. I can do anything. I feel powerless. This needs to change. And please, beautiful audience, don't get us wrong. Of course, it is valid for us as humans to notice that, you know what? I don't like what I'm seeing. Yes. Now you know what you want. I don't like this. Okay. What I like is this. Okay. I don't like trash. What I like is a place, a clean place. So the invitation is to do something to clean that place, and it is not by protesting, because again, it is very powerful, because it's like it's a bunch of people, it's a bunch of powerful humans that are right there protesting, going against, in the energy, vibrationally speaking, in the energy of against resistance. And it's going to take longer for those humans to stop noticing the garbage and seeing the clean space. It's going to take longer. We're not saying that it's not going to happen, but it's going to take longer. So that's what's going on, right?
It's you're telling the story of what you don't want. And I know this is really hard for everyone to hear sometimes, but law of attraction, some people will say the universe, and since we're doing the LOA loser, it's like it never hears what you don't want. It only hears the subject. So
Yeah, there are.
we got the subject going on, and then we can go down or go up to the next level and say the subject is the vibration.
Yeah,
So, so
yeah, exactly.
that's the underlying thing. And I even looked up, I was like, because I'm analytical here, everybody. It's like protest. It said the matches that match protest, the synonyms are challenge, demonstration, objection, an outcry, a revolt, turmoil. It's like that's exactly what you're really not wanting. It's like, does everybody get that? It's so we understand why the protest is getting the emotions is getting you out there to take the action, but reframe it to
Yes.
what you really desire. So I was thinking, my idea was is that we should people who are feeling powerless or feel like they need to step out and let the world know, like, and I'm totally into that. Instead of a protest, we've got to think of another way to gather. And although I know the underlying vibration will be because I don't want this, but with focusing on what you do want, you can change that vibe. I mean, when people have rallies or events of things they desire, they're not talking about everything they want. I mean, not want, don't want. They're talking about everything they're desiring that they want to see change in. And so I'm just letting you know out there that like Lydia said, that was great, Lydia, the powerless thing. Because I really, when you're at a protest, you do feel powerless, or otherwise you wouldn't be there. It's,
Uh, yeah, exactly. And it is very human. But
yeah.
please understand, beautiful audience, again, we want changes. Yes. We want uh fundamental, very well structured changes. Not those kind of changes that they don't last. We want a structure to change. So we need to understand what is really going on. And that's the purpose of our show. That, okay, why is making me a loser? This is one of the reasons. When we start to understand what's really going on behind the scenes of our actions, it's very powerful, because it's like, oh my gosh, now I see it. I've been I've been living the same old caca, as you say, my beautiful Tracy, because I keep resisting, I keep complaining, I keep going against. And this reminds me Mother Teresa that I remember when I was young. It was on the news or it was somewhere. I mean, I just heard that her words were sort of like the following: do not invite me to protests, campaigns against war. Please invite me to join you, celebrate peace. You see the distinction?
Yes.
Do
I
not invite me to in this protest, uh, whatever manifestations against war. Her words were like, invite me to gatherings that celebrate peace. So she knew. I mean, she wasn't saying Mother Teresa that, oh, this is law of attraction, but she knew.
yeah.
She knew like we need to create more spaces that, okay, I want a clean space. I don't want garbage. So let's do everything to see a clean space, right? And you were saying something about, you said something. It was perhaps prior to the recording about this guy that,
Thich Nhat Hanh.
okay, that's beautiful.
And he was talking about peace demonstrations, which demonstrations and protests, there's a fine line in there too. Because if you have to go out and demonstrate, because back then it was in Thich Nhat Hanh died in his 90s, I think, in the last 5 years. I'm not for sure. But if you don't know him, look him up. He's another wise, very wise, actually was a wise Buddhist man. Uh, but he said this to us in the practice of peace because he reminded when we go out to the corner to demonstrate, demonstrate, and then and do it in peace and even in a meditation, he goes, you're still at war inside. And I thought, and I didn't even know about LOA then. And I understood what he meant.
Yeah.
The motivation behind it is like, so here, I just thought of something, Lydia. It's like, let's
Yes.
get together. Like, if people really want, if that's what you want, a better government or better communities or land to be not untouched or the well-being of humanity, then I think people, instead of having big protests coming together, should have a big party. You know what I mean is come together, have great speakers, have lunches, food. Everybody brings sack food, sack lunches or, so you don't have to provide stuff. And be the person, be the, even though it's a small group, the small community, the small group together that you want this world to be on a whole. And I know you're thinking, well, how do you do that when the government's doing this or that? Because that's where it starts. It's like really that subject or vibration is so much higher than one of feeling powerless or people that are under the illusion of power.
I
And
love that. Yeah.
yeah,
Under the illusion of power. Yeah.
because those people are under the that you think that have power over you, it's an illusion. Power's all within you. So be powerful and go out and tell stories, talk to people. You might be surprised about the things that if you gathered together in a big, let's say a mob, the protests are big mobs sometimes, and a big groups like that and the big mobs, but you came together to celebrate, like Mother Teresa said, or to not even have to meditate or have to do anything, but just breathe together and explore each other and have fun and talk about the things you desire. And maybe you can, if you want to have speakers like protests do and signs. Every sign say, I want everyone to be taken care of. I want everyone to feel good about themselves, to have food or whatever the issue is.
Mental health,
Yeah,
uh, wealthy people, joyful people,
abundance.
abundant
You
people,
know, it's like, yeah, it's
happy
like
people.
instead of saying like one of those signs I said was hold, hands off Social Security. Well, it's like respect the elders. We're one of the
Exactly.
we're one of the few cultures, Mexico, no, I wouldn't think so, but in the United States that has decided that once you reach a certain age, you're kind of like not worthy, not worthless anymore. I don't have any value. Where that's a rare thing in most um, cultures, like even in the native indigenous American culture here, it's like they respect them because and they value them because they've been on the planet longer.
Mhm. They're wise. They're wiser.
Yeah, so that's why
Yes.
we want, so I'm saying for the United States, that's why people want Social Security because it's like, no, let's take care of these people. They paid their dues in a way. You know what I mean? They've been here longer. It's like let's like respect them. So I mean, so that's what I mean. Reframe protest into God, I wish I could think of a good word for the opposite of protest, you know?
Well, the opposite, it is acceptance.
Yeah.
Accept the places in which we can live peacefully. Accept the humans that they are healthy. Accept or celebrate. Or it could be celebration. Let us know, beautiful audience. What do you think? Leave that in the comments, and we remind you to subscribe and click the bell button. But what do you think? What is the opposite of protest? In
Oh,
my perception, it would be yes.
oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
In my perception, it would be again like acceptance. And then I think, well, in a sense, it could be a celebration of something good. What do you think, my dear
Well,
Tracy?
it was interesting because I was looking up what would be the opposite of protest, and the first word that came up was support, and then praise and accept and approve and advocate and embrace. And I thought the accept was at the top of those words, so that's a good one. And so what you support, that's a good one for people that it's like when you protest, you're stating what you don't support.
Yes.
So,
That's huge. Please, beautiful audience, understand. And perhaps you are new in this channel. Understand and watch again this recording because that is huge. And even in a prayer, okay? I have this beautiful client that even in which her prayers are out of desperation.
mm,
So there's the vibration of desperation, powerlessness, even in a prayer. And even, I mean, Jesus was saying, I don't know the exact words of his, but do not give me a prayer or from anxiety or desperation. Give me a prayer from a state of being of calmness. It wasn't his exact words. If you know, or someone in the audience knows exact words, Jesus' words, but it was Jesus' message. Don't throw like don't do not demand. That's what he was giving us. He was teaching us. Because if we go in desperation, in powerlessness, against, it's like that's the vibration. And we are in that vibration in which we are creating more resistance, more powerlessness. So, from a state of being of calmness, is like, I need assistance. If you want to pray to Jesus, or if you're praying to Jesus, is like, Jesus, assist me. and being thankful. Thank you because you are assisting me in noticing a more a more peaceful, I know I'm being redundant, but like a more peaceful world, right? So final words, my dear Tracy, to wrap things up.
This was a great topic. So, LOA, it's like, remember, it's working both ways. So, do you want to protest or do you want to support? And get the word out there for, because I'm sure you know friends that go to these protests. I do. And I can't go because I can't wrap my head around the protest. I want, but maybe I should go sometime now and have a support sign. What I support, not what
Ah,
I'm against. Like, not hands off Social Security, hands on well-being.
I love beautiful. That's beautiful. That's
Yeah.
beautiful. That's beautiful, beautiful audience. Have a great week. Remember to subscribe, to like, and to leave your comments. We always love to hear from you. And remember to click the bell button. I'm having fun with these emojis. Click the bell button. We have more, we want to share more of our perspectives with you. And as well, we would like to hear more from you in the comments, and you can write us down they can send us an email, right, my dear Tracy?
Right, at LOA losers with a Z double O at gmail.com. And it is in the description below. And yes, and please comment ideas of like how we should get together to create an extraordinary reality.
Ah,
And in your own life, are you
that's
protesting
beautiful.
against your own life?
Yes. Yes, I love that. Well, have the best week ever and ciao for now.
Hello, Andy.